What's up everyone, it's Q from Retro Q Gaming, and boy oh boy, prepare to be disappointed by this video. Not because of the new Xbox announcement, but because of the way I'm going to do this. So realistically, we already know almost everything about this console. So there's actually not much I can talk about in this video that we don't already know. I don't feel like recapping the whole thing that we've already known for a year, and granted, almost everyone else on the internet is probably going to do that because, well, it pads out their video. I'm not going to do that, so this video will probably be like 3 or 4 minutes long, if even. So, Xbox One Project Scorpio, last announced at E3 of 2016, was tipped to be the most powerful console ever. It's looking to be the most powerful console ever, and the main reason for that is it's an extreme powerhouse in console space. It's a pretty, even compared to PC, it will be higher spec than a lot of people's computers, not including myself, but you get my point. It is a significant upgrade in the console space, especially when the closest thing to it at the moment is the PlayStation 4 Pro, which is basically laughable, unfortunately. I'm not doing that in a Microsoft fanboy way. I have a PS4 Pro, it's just very underwhelming. So, of course, there's no point in me going into all the stuff we already know, as in the teraflops, the 4K, the pixels, blah blah blah. It's the same deal. So, what we do know now is that we have the official name of the Project Scorpio. So, Project Scorpio is now officially called Xbox One X. Most people are abbreviating it to something like X1X or XBX or XOX. Personally, I like to call it Xbox, for the simple reason is, let's break it down into acronyms, okay? Xbox, or well, Xbox One X, XBOX. Makes sense, no? That's just my little take on it anyway. So, other than all the stuff that we already know, what is new and exciting and all about the Xbox One X? Well, first off, we found out it's going to release on November 7th because, well, if you have a new expensive product to release, you might as well release it in the middle of the time when all the new games come out. Granted, of course, it is the best time to release it for the simple reason is you have all those games to pick up and play and say, hey, I just got this new console and now I have 40 brand new games around me that I can just buy and play in 4K or whatever resolution or whatever frame rate. So I understand why they did it. However, there is one thing that is a negative downside when it comes to that, and that is the price. Granted, I don't care about this price because I think it's pretty reasonable, to be honest, but the price of versus when it releases. So Xbox One X will be available on November 7th for €500. $500 and a kind of up in the air unconfirmed amount of between 430 and 450 pounds. Also, if you're a Canadian, unfortunately for you, it's $8 million, which is what, like 600 Canadian dollars. Yes, it's actually 600 Canadian dollars, by the way. So yeah, that's what we know about it so far. Well, that's the new stuff we know about it so far. As well as, of course, it uses a liquid-cooled vapor chamber cooling system, which is a pretty important thing. It's a pretty powerful and pretty effective cooling solution, which is very important for high-end computer hardware. And it's especially relevant when it comes to the Xbox One X, because the Xbox One X is actually the smallest Xbox ever created. It's smaller than the Xbox One S. Slightly smaller, looks very similar, but the fact is it's smaller and considerably more powerful than the Xbox One S. Granted, myself and a bunch of other people were speculating that the Xbox One X, or at the time Project Scorpio, because of the power requirements and the cooling needed and the airflow design, it would have been somewhere bigger than the Xbox One S, possibly even the same size or bigger than the original Xbox One, you know, the big black fat one. I suppose it's not fair to say the big black fat one. There's a bunch of other colors for it too, but I'm just looking at my own one sitting here beside me. It's the day one launch black one. So that's pretty much everything we know about it so far. We have the official look, the official name, we have the official price, and the official release date. We'll go on with one or two other things as well. These one or two things will already have been slightly covered, but we all know the whole console, the way it's designed and engineered, will run every game put into it better than before. If you play an Xbox 360 backwards compatible title, if it uses a dynamic resolution, you will get a more stable or increased resolution. If it has a bit of a wild frame rate, it's going to be a more steady and consistent frame rate. If you put in an Xbox One game with the same issues, if it has a dynamic frame rate, for example, or if it will dynamically change the graphics on the fly based on keeping a specific frame rate like Halo 5 does, for example, in order to keep 60 FPS, it will use that extra power to not do that as much or not do it to the same degree. So for example, if you play Halo 5 online, you will have a better resolution because Halo 5 uses dynamic resolution. It will keep your graphics quality settings higher because, again, Xbox One and Halo 5 will actually adjust your graphics settings on the fly in order to keep 60 FPS during multiplayer. So that's a noticeable, tangible benefit from it straight away. Another thing to note as well is that Microsoft listed all their major first-party titles, strange enough with the exception of Halo 5, for example, will have specific patches which will take extra advantage of I was going to say Project Scorpio, of the Xbox One X. So they gave a couple of examples: the new Forza Motorsport 7, Gears of War 4, Halo Wars 2. There was a couple of other in there as well, but you get my point. You see where it's going. Strangely enough, though, like I mentioned, no inclusion of Halo 5, but all these games will have a specific patch to significantly improve performance and quality on Xbox One X. So for example, they've already quoted that it's going to be 4K, there are going to be 4K patches and all as well. What remains to be done and seen by that, but chances are the fact that the Xbox One X is significantly powerful and the Unreal Engine 4 is used very well in Gears of War 4, it doesn't come out of the realm of possibility in my mind that it would possibly be native 4K. I don't think it will be 60 FPS, but I think it will be native 4K, which is obviously a good thing. And realistically, last thing I can say without all of the regurgitation of stuff we've known for the last year is Microsoft have also announced that there are over 30 games, or was it 30 studios? Either way, there's one of them, where the development studios are actually working on developing proper Xbox One X compatibility patches. So it's not just going to be the standard extra quality that when you put a game in, it's going to significantly focus in on all the extra power and using it properly. They've hinted at, well, they showed off a list of a couple of games, but these things are always kind of tentative and who knows how they're going to go. It included stuff like Ghost Recon Wildlands and, for example, Final Fantasy 15. Final Fantasy 15 definitely needing it because the game on the PS4 Pro at least was a bit of a mess. Personally, I'm waiting for the PC version that'll give me the way I want to play it, probably in a few years from now, but you get my point. So that's it. Before I end this video and get the usual kind of questions in for the comment section, I just want to note as well that there's one little extra bit that 343 Industries, the current, we'll call them current makers of Halo, they originally teased that they were going to be at E3 with something to show us this year. They didn't make an appearance at the Microsoft press conference whatsoever, which leads me to believe that they're going to show up at the PC Gaming Conference, probably and hopefully to announce the Master Chief Collection and Halo 5 for PC. I would absolutely love that, as would many other people. Anyway, as far as Xbox One X goes, what's the deal? Are you hyped? I know after seeing the presentation last night, my hype has increased a little bit because I was kind of dwindling. Are you hyped? Are you not hyped? Do you not care? Do you give a crap? What's the deal? Is there something? Are you waiting to see how it performs and how the extra stuff actually will improve? Would you be upgrading from an Xbox One or an Xbox One S? Or would you just be, would this be your first foray switching over from PlayStation because you're going to have the more powerful console? What's the deal? You let me know all of that in the comment section below. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. You can follow me on Twitter, details in the description below. Thank you for watching and I'll see you on the rest of the videos in my channel.